Welcome. Today, we're unpacking a really deep, ancient mystery that's quite literally buried within the Ramayana. We aren't just looking at your standard fable here. No, we're examining the actual underlying mechanics of right, wrong, and spiritual accountability. It's this incredibly captivating narrative that absolutely challenges everything we think we know about karma and cosmic justice. It's almost like a giant puzzle of the soul. Let's get right into this fascinating mystery.
Section 1. Transfer of sins. Okay, let's dive into this. Can a person take someone else's sins upon themselves? Just take a second and let the profound weight of that sink in. We usually think of a misdeed, a sin, as something permanently, exclusively attached to the person who committed it, right? You do the crime, you pay the spiritual price, plain and simple. But this ancient framework introduces a totally radical idea. It's kind of like a cosmic spiritual economy. It presents the actual possibility that spiritual debt, or karma, might actually be transferable. It's a completely surprising, almost shocking concept to realize that you could voluntarily or, wow, even involuntarily assume the heavy cosmic weight of another person's wrongdoings.
Moving on to Section 2, Consequences of Karma. So the really crucial point here is that taking on a sin isn't just some abstract philosophical thought experiment. If a transfer of spiritual debt actually happens, well, there are concrete, entirely inescapable realities that follow. What does it actually mean to absorb someone else's karma? The ancient wisdom suggests that you don't just magically clear their ledger. Actually, scratch that. It's more like you completely inherit their fate. You literally have to face the music that was meant for them. Whether that manifests as sudden misfortune, a sudden loss of your own hard-earned spiritual merit, or even facing the exact physical and emotional hardships they were destined for, the cosmic balance absolutely always demands payment. It's a terrifying ripple effect, honestly, where absorbing another person's dark karma actively depletes your own light.
Which brings us to Section 3, The Secret of Rama.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this specific, deeply hidden legend within the Ramayana. The story asks this massive question: did Lord Sri Ram really return a sage's spiritual power? To understand this, we've got to look at the mechanics of what actually happened. You see, sages spend entire lifetimes accumulating immense spiritual energy through rigorous meditation and austerity. But this power can be lost or transferred. Sometimes it's just a moment of anger, sometimes it's by bestowing a blessing, or sometimes, linking back to what we just talked about, it's by taking on the spiritual burdens of others to protect them. According to this super rare legend, a deeply revered sage had entirely depleted his life's accumulation of spiritual power. He had effectively bankrupted his cosmic ledger, zero balance. And then, in this moment of supreme, absolutely mind-blowing divine intervention, Lord Rama didn't just grant him new power. No, he retrieved and returned the exact spiritual energy the sage had lost. He perfectly balanced the cosmic scales, effectively wiping away the immense karmic debt that had completely drained the sage in the first place. That is just extraordinary.
Section 4. A rare legend. So, why does this incredibly rare story actually matter to us today? Well, it's not just some hidden gem buried in the sprawling epic of the Ramayana. It's a deeply, deeply inspiring tale about ultimate redemption. You definitely need to dive into the Ramayana to grasp the full weight of this. Because while the rules of karma and the transfer of sins show us a universe governed by very strict cause and effect, this intervention by Lord Rama reveals a force of divine compassion that can completely transcend those rigid rules. It teaches us that spiritual exhaustion, or those incredibly heavy burdens we carry, sometimes burdens that aren't even originally ours to begin with, they can be lifted. This connects so directly to our own lives, reminding us that even when we feel totally spiritually bankrupt or just weighed down by the consequences of our actions, a true restoration of our inner power is possible. It's a truly inspiring tale you should absolutely explore further. Which leaves us with one final, awe-inspiring question to ponder. Did Lord Sri Ram really return a sage's spiritual power? When we look at the actual mechanics of this transfer, we uncover this entirely hidden depth to the Ramayana, one that totally challenges our fundamental understanding of justice, sacrifice, and cosmic balance. It really leaves us wondering just how deeply our own actions might ripple into the lives of others, and what incredible unseen forces might exist to restore harmony to the universe. We'll leave you to think on that. Thanks for joining me for this analysis.